Do you love the beauty of basic engineering and scientific mathematics? How are you, everybody who is watching this program? I'm very happy to have you today, and I have a good news for you. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you into this fantastic moment of learning and enjoying the beauty of basic engineering and scientific mathematics for ordinary diploma. My name is Olenjolai, Moko TAYAI Losingo. Simply just call me Olenjolai. I thank God by His own grace. Right now, I'm electronics and telecommunication engineer by profession, but informally I'm electrical engineer and computer scientist. But through that calling, also God has called me to be a national teacher in basic engineering and scientific mathematics for ordinary diploma students in engineering and scientific programs. So you might find me that I'll be studying as an engineer. That's another gift that God has given me. And also you might find me I'm studying as a teacher to teach what I know and what the Lord has taught me during my life, and even which is still teaching me right now, because He's the one who is responsible to take me from one point to another point. I'd like just to give you a precaution. Remember that Olenjolai does not know everything about basic engineering and scientific mathematics. I used to learn new concepts every day. I know small portions of it, but I have an assignment to teach others what I know. So I'll take this opportunity to welcome you firstly into one of our online institutions called the Online Diploma Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania in square bracket Olenjolai. Simultaneously, I'd like to welcome you into our official YouTube channel that called the Online Diploma Polyinstitute of Tanzania in square bracket Olenjolai. Then, I know that you are asking yourself so many questions, especially whenever you meet something new in your mind or in your life or in your journey of using the power of the internet. So, some of the questions are, what problem are you solving? Is Olenjolai solving my problem? Can Olenjolai help me to master basic engineering and scientific mathematics? Now, do I need this solution right now? Do I have a member of family who can be helped on this program? What problems is Olenjolai solving? Is it a real life problems or it's an examination problem? So you have so many questions, but I would like just to spend just a few minutes to answer couples of your questions. And the first question, what problems are we solving? Because this is the solution of the problem. Well, the problems that we are solving is we are solving the problems of many ordinary diploma students in Tanzania, which are especially that in science and the engineering programs. They encounter so many challenges on learning basic engineering modules or courses that are, I call them in general, in total, basic engineering and scientific mathematics. So there are so many reasons to make them to be in that situation, but one of them is you find sometimes they don't learn the contents systematically. And then another challenge is you find some of the teachers in between, between the secondary teacher and even the ordinary diploma teachers in mathematics, they use sometimes to skip some of the relevant and fundamental concepts of learning and understanding basic engineering and scientific mathematics for ordinary diploma. So here we are going to teach you about the beauty of basic engineering and scientific mathematics. That's what you have to expect. Our YouTube channel has been created for that. And we are not going to teach ourselves. The founder and the sponsor of these programs is my living God, the God of Abraham, my sovereign God, the Lord of Lords. He is in charge in this program. So don't worry about understanding, because the heart of ODPITO or Online Diploma Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania square bracket Olenjolai is understanding. So you will understand and love these concepts, and you'll be thinking differently how you can apply. The second question is, What vision does Online Diploma Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania have? Well, that's a very good question, and it was a very fundamental question when we have been asking so many questions to the creator and source of this program, because this is not my idea. This is the idea which has been given by God himself, and it's a powerful idea. I've never thought in my life that I would be able to teach ordinary diploma students by using the digital technology in the entire nation, to every institution, in every college, in every university, because this contents will be used for the present and future generation. So it has been a long journey for me, and actually it was a very challenging for me to accept it, because I was checking the weaknesses that I was encountering at the time when the Holy Spirit revealed this idea. So when you read the book of Proverbs chapter 29 verse 18, it says that where there is no vision, people perish. So if you don't have vision, we perish. So one fundamental question I ask you, God, okay God, you want to send me to teach ordinary diploma students in Tanzania and in other countries, in engineering and science. I agree. I'm ready for that. But tell me, what vision you have? Give me the destination and legacy of this program. And God has been faithful. He has revealed it and is keeping revealing to us day after day, and will be sharing to you and will like our students just to capture the vision and know that there is a cost for us, for I and you, to achieve that vision, especially the cost of the time, the cost of hard working, the cost of working very hard, etc., etc. So this is the vision that we have. It's an assignment that we have to train and teach ordinary diploma students on how they can extract knowledge, understanding, and wisdom from the classroom instructions in fundamental course or modules, and even also in the core course or modules, and combine with the knowledge, understanding, and wisdom which we are going to teach them to extract it from the Word of God written in the Holy Bible, in order to solve real life problems. So another question, what the main objective of Hospital? That's a good question. The main objective is to teach our continuing students and even our graduate students how they have to think outside of the classroom instruction, to take the knowledge, understanding, wisdom, and use it effectively on solving real life problems. All right? So that is the vision that we have, and that is the assignment that we have, and like to ask you to join us in order to achieve what we have been given to achieve. So I know you still have so many questions, but one thing is, I'm a Tanzanian. I'm doing these programs by using the curriculums and the syllabus of Tanzania. I'm teaching under NACTE. I'll be focused on competence-based, and the good news that I have taken 6 modules or courses of Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology, which actually is a universal cross-cutting institution. In other words, it means that other institutions, for example, mostly Absha Technical College, they used to adopt what is being taught at Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology. So I'll be teaching you 6 modules. One of the modules is called Trigonometry, Vectors, and Complex Numbers. So we welcome you into the Department of Basic Engineering and Scientific Mathematics. And also we are learning the module called Trigonometry, Vectors, and Complex Numbers in the fundamental level, not in advanced level. In advanced level, you have to take advantage to consider or to visit our other channel when we are teaching complex number in advanced mathematics. When we are teaching also vectors for advanced students, we are teaching just 2 minute courses, and trigonometry for advanced secondary students. So I would like also to welcome you into a few steps that you have to register yourself permanently into OLPITO. OLPITO is abbreviations of Online Diploma Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania, square bracket Olenjolai. So these are the few steps that you have to follow on registrations to OLPITO. The first is say create or open a new email. If you don't have, if you have one email, then remember username and then your password. Then skip the first step, go to the second step. Sign in YouTube by using the email you have created or your old email, right? How are you going to sign in? You will be asked. It means if you open the, maybe for example YouTube in Mozilla Firefox, or maybe in any other, in Google Chrome, then you will see the icon, the buttons of how to sign in on the right hand side at the top of the page of the video that you're watching, right, of the page that you are, where this video is located. So sign in. After you sign in, we ask you to search Don't search these abbreviations of of these two names. So just in searching bar, then write Online Diploma Poly Institute, which are abbreviations of Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania, in square bracket Olenjolai, then search. Once you do that, you will see the round buttons, and inside there's a national flag of Tanzania. That's indicating this is the national program, and having this national flag is indicating that I'm teaching national and international students. But I'm teaching international students from the ground, or from the ground of United Republic of Tanzania. So you have to understand, and I love so much my country about you. So okay, so once you see, then you see the number of subscribers, then you see the name, just this name here. So you see this name here. So again, we ask you to click this button, because when you search, you just see the name of the channel and the number of subscribers if it has been made visible. If it has made non-visible, you won't see the number of subscribers. Then click this icon which has got the national flag. Once you click, then you get into the channel, or into the school, into the institution. You will see some horizontal titles: home, another one is called videos, another one is playlist, another one is channel, another one is community, another one is written about in capital letters. Every subtitle or every title there in our channels has its meaning. However, that I'll explain some of them. So you have to investigate yourself until you discover too much, because we want you to get true information so that you enjoy our contents without too much of the hassle, because we are here to simplify life and not to make it difficult. So again, the first step, once you get into the channel, then you'll see that whether the first trailer video or the other video, or maybe you opted to look what the uploads video, then you see the buttons at the bottom of the right hand side of the video you're watching, which has written subscribe. You see it right now. It's ready, in the background is ready, and the text is white. So once you click this one, then to change into subscribe, right? So when you change into subscribing, so you have subscribing, then an icon of the bell appear. So you have to click once this icon of the bell, and then in these three options, we ask you to choose all. From there, you have already registered yourself permanently. And it's free. Nobody who is going to charge you. Your Father who is in heaven, God of Abraham, has already paid for this program. And he asked me to give him offering of, because the Thanksgiving offering, because he gave me a gift of teaching. That's all. Then, so after you have registered yourself, when did you subscribe? Very important question, because I used to teach, but so asking questions and answering questions. You've subscribed in order to get notification from the YouTube community, because we have a vision of recording and uploading more than 300 videos in this YouTube channel, and we'll be adding at least one video in a day, in case we have a kind of delay, but within 2 days we add at least one video of teaching you about basic engineering and scientific mathematics. So when you subscribe, whenever you'll be online, even during the midnight, you'll get notification from YouTube community that Olenjolai has uploaded a new video. Then you can take advantage again to visit some other horizontal subtitles. The first one, you can click on the playlist, this subtitle readers playlist. And then once you click there, you can find the playlist written Trigonometry. You can either search. If you're using a computer, you can search. If you're using mobile phones, there's no options of search. So you have to go to the playlist and find the playlist which has been written Trigonometry. There you'll find collections of all the videos which I taught them about trigonometry. So we organize every topic. So whenever you see that this is chapter 1, so we have created its own playlist. So where you find the collections of all the videos from the first video, from first lecture to the last lecture. Again, you can take advantage of watching other YouTube channels, because up to this moment we have total of 60 YouTube channels. One of them is Online Diploma Polytechnic, it's Online Diploma Polyinstit of Tanzania. So in case you want to take the advantage for the others, maybe to share with your young brothers, just please visit the channel. Then number 7, to share video link with your friends, click share icons here at the bottom of this video right now. You see what is the share icon, so click it, and you can share the link of the video, this video link through what? Through social media. And then, for example, Facebook, WhatsApp, email, Telegram, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp. Okay, I repeated WhatsApp. Yeah, so WhatsApp, okay, Facebook, okay, fine, etc., etc., etc. So those are the few steps that you have to take as a serious student for you to be part of. So, ladies and gentlemen, this conference is dedicated by NATE to first year ordinary diploma, NTA level 4, National Technical Award level 4. We are in chapter 1, which is called Trigonometry, and we are in lecture 2, which is titled as arc length, area of sector, and the area of segment. That's what I'm going to teach you today. Before we start that, let me do the quick review. Quick review means let me link this subject to the previous subject. Quick review 40 of lecture 1. So the quick review of lecture 1. First of all, we define what is trigonometry. Okay? So first of all, before trigonometry, it is a Greek word. Which means what? Trigonon, and the what? Metro. Trigonon means that it's a triangle. Metros means that you measure. So you define that simply also what is trigonometry. You say trigonometry, this is simply is what? Is a branch of what? One of the branch of mathematics, which deals with what? It deals with what? With the study of what? The study of angles, sides, and what? Relationship between what? Between them. Okay? Then we define about what we say that we can have a positive angle, which is anti-clockwise rotation, and we can have also a positive angle, which is clockwise rotation. Right? Good. Wonderful. Excuse me. Then we discussed about radian measure, and we left the homework here. Radian measure. And define what the means of radian. If you do remember that we said pi radian, this is equal to 180. And if you do remember that I told you also 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. And then we said that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So that's what we've been dealing with. The relationship between radians and angle is this. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, let us learn about arc lengths. Say with me, arc lengths. Say with me, arc lengths. Some of the teachers used to skip this part in ordinary diploma when they were teaching the diploma because of time in the tema. That is. So the fundamental question that we have: what is arc length? What is arc length? Okay. So we say that arc length as arc length. Okay. Arc length as arc length is a distance between 2 points along a section of the curve. It's a distance between 2 points along a section of a curve. Along a section of so arc length. So again, arc length. Arc length is a distance between 2 points along a section of the curve. Along the section of what? Of the curve. So consider circle below. Suppose that is a uniform circle. Okay. So this is ready. So this is ready and this is ready. So now, suppose that this point A, this point B. Excuse me. So this is what we call arc length. First of all, this one is called the arc. Arc length means this distance. Okay. And here we have an angle theta. And then suppose this arc length is S. Okay. Okay, so this is figured. Okay, so even this one also, the distance from A is center distance to here. This is what? This is mega arc length. Media arc. And this one is what? Minor arc. So remember that R stands for radius. Radius and theta, this is angle. Minor arc. media arc, minor arc. So then you've seen what we mean with the diagram, the meaning of 40 of arc lengths, right? Okay, so this is, so when you talk about arc, it means distance from here to here, or the arc means the distance from here to here. So it's actually it's a length, so it's subtended to the angle, and etc. 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 Please pause the video and copy those 7 steps that you can take in order to get profit or to be your problems to be figured out or to be solved in our channel. So if you choose to copy, go. So we will go to the next concept instead of derivation. Derivation of arc, derivation of formula. Of arc lengths. Derivation of the formula of 40 for finding arc lengths. Remember this. The first is to because the formula of circumference. Circumference of 40 of the cycle. Or God perimeter of the cycle. We do remember this is 2 pi r or 2 pi 4 pi meter. Okay? So it means that the length of cycle is equal to the circumference. So for that case, we say that okay, so 2 pi r. But we have this cycle for distance. But actually, okay. So the circumference of the cycle, which is 2 pi r, this is always is equal to the total degree of 40 on the angle. Right? But then here we have. What do we want to find? The arc length. Okay? The arc length is this one. Okay. So 2 pi r is equal to 330 and 60. You have the arc length S. Okay, so 2 pi r is equal to 360. Then we have an angle. The arc lengths have made certain angle theta. So this theta is equal to, because this arc length is the small portions of 40 of the cycle. So it says that that 2 pi r is equal to 360. And we say that here we have S. Let us find the length of AB. Okay, so then we cross multiplication. Once you do multiplication, you have 2 pi r theta equal to 360 what? And 60 s. So you're looking for the value of s. Okay, so you're looking for s. Yes, so you took s times 360, then you took 2 pi r times theta. So what you want to make the subject s. So you have divided by, because you are looking the arc length, 360, and there's 360 degree. So simply remember that this is pi r theta, theta, okay, so pi r theta over 6 over 60, so this one and this one cancel, and you have what? You have pi r theta, or simply have 2 pi r, then divided by 360. But remember, 360 is equal to 2 pi r. Okay? So, if that's the case, you say that this is 2 pi r theta over 2 pi. This is equal to s. So 2 pi, 2 pi. So s is equal to what? Okay, so let us continue. So as we say, the circumference of the cycle is 2 pi r or pi d. That's the formula we learned since primary education that we call it mzingo wa duara in Swahili, right? In primary, in secondary education, we learned also that concept. But also we know that the total degree of one cycle, for example, the S, the total degree of a cycle of any radius is 360. So that's what we say the circumference of the cycle is equal to 360 if you want to compare. Then we know that these arc lengths, for example, of arc length AB make a certain angle called theta. And this theta also make an arc length which is equal to S. So we cross multiplication. After cross multiplication, then we found that we have 2 pi r times theta. And then we have found that we have 360 times S. So cancel 360. Divide by 360 to both sides. So once you divide that, on this side, the remaining sorting is S. Okay, remaining is S. So this S is equal to pi r theta over 360. But 360, as I told you, is equal to 180 times 2, while 180 degrees is equal to pi radians. So simply, 360 degrees is equal to 2 pi radians. Then, so it means that instead of 360, we substituted the 2 pi. So 2 pi and 2 pi cancel. So S is equal to theta and 30 r. Okay? Theta and 30 r. So it means that the general formula of the arc length of a cycle, of any cycle, right? Of any cycle. So say that the arc length, general formula of arc length of what? Of the cycle, this is equal to radius, this is equal to radius, this is equal to radius, times 30 theta. This is equal to radius times theta. So the arc length, the general formula 40 of finding the arc length of a cycle. So let me do the example. This will be example 3. 3, then I'll teach about sector. Example 3. Find the, we call it arc length or length of arc. Find the arc length. Find the arc length of what? Of a cycle with radius. It's radius of what? It's radius of 5.5 centimeter, subtended, subtended, angle, subtended angle of 1.2 radian. Okay. So my dear students, start the question. Very simple question. This is straightforward. Find the arc length of 40. Remember that r stands for radius and theta stands for angle, subtended by what? By an arc. Find the arc length or length of arc of 40 of a circle is radius of 5.5 centimeter and subtended the angle of 1.2 radian. So remember that theta should be, remember that this you have to note. You have to note this point. You have to note. My dear students, you have to note. You have to note this point because it's very important point, more than you think. But not before. Theta should be, or theta must be, not in value. Theta must be in value. So if that's the case, so it means if we could have been given degree, then we have to change degree into radian before we do the computation. So ladies and gentlemen, let us do our solution right now. So from what? So first step, let us extract the data. Right? Data given. So the data given will be given what? Radius, which equal to r. This is equal to 5.5 centimeter. Then you have what? Angle. And this is theta. This is 1.2 radian. Then we go for the second step. The second step, we say that it is called the formula. Of arc length. Arc length is equal to radius. So arc length is equal to radius, which is 5.5 centimeters. So you can use your scientific calculator to do that calculation. Is 6.6. So therefore, arc length is what? 6.6 centimeter. 6.6 centimeter. So that's the arc length. So then that is all about what? Arc length of what? Arc length of the cycle. Arc length of the particular cycle. Okay. So when we given any question and ask you to find the length of arc, to be very simple for my dear student. Then we have the second concept that we call the area of sector. Area of what? Area of sector. Area of sector. So first of all, fundamental question is, what is sector? What is sector? There are different sources that have defined the word sector. So I found them, and I'd like to share with you one of the best definitions that I think. Sector of a cycle, of a cycle is the plane figure enclosed by two radii of a cycle or ellipse and the arc between. We taught you, I remember that we taught you this concept in Form 3, basic mathematics, but we would like to remind you, because we have been recommended to teach you as a fundamental concept. So what is sector? Sector of a cycle is a plane figure. It's a plane figure enclosed by two radii of a cycle or ellipse. Okay, or ellipse. And what? And the arc. And the arc between them. So if you refer, so let's say that let us draw the cycle, from cycle. This is center. For example, you can have a sector. So this is O, this is B, or this is A, or A, and here we have an angle theta. And remember that this is what we call the arc length, or minor arc. This is arc length, we call it, let's say, S. Here we have angle theta. Then the area of sector. No, the sector now. The sector now is all about this way. So this is sector of the cycle. So that's the sector. So remember, this is at the two radii. First radius, second radius. And this is the arc length. So according to the differential sector of the cycle, the figure enclosed by two radii, first radii, second radii, and the arc length this way. That's what we call getting a sector or 40 of a cycle. So this is what? Figure 2, figure 2, that's figure 2.2. So that's the meaning of 40 of a sector is a plane figure enclosed by two radii of a cycle or ellipse and the arc between them. So before we teach you the derivation of its formula, let's also define another terminology, which is area of the sector. And the fundamental question is, what is area of the sector? So what is area of a sector? So area of a sector is a fraction of the area of 40 of the cycle. area of a sector. Area of a sector is the fractions of area of 40 of the cycle. So you see, this is the fraction. It's a fraction. So it's a fractions of area of the cycle. The entire cycle is that one. So let us now derive the formula for finding the area of a cycle. Area of cycle, excuse me. So derivation of formula finding what area of the sector. Area of sector. Area of sector, okay? From finding what is area of the sector. So we say that from what? From the formula that area is equal to pi r squared. That's the area of the entire cycle. So area of this cycle is pi r squared. But remember that also the angle is the area of the cycle. The angle of what? The angle of the entire cycle is 360 degrees. So you can say that pi r squared is equal to 100. Is equal to what? Is equal to 360 degrees. Okay? So then we want to find area of the sector. But the angle made by the sector is angle theta. Okay? Remember that this is area of the entire cycle. This is the angle of the entire cycle. Right? This is area of 40. So suppose that this is the area. So this is area of 40, area of a sector. And this is the angle made by two radii and their arcades. Right? So this is the angle subtended. That's what we call it subtended. So in this expression, we have to derive the formula of finding the area. So it just cross multiplication. After cross multiplication, then we have good news of basic engineering mathematics. Do you enjoy basic engineering mathematics? Basic engineering scientific mathematics? Tell me in the comment section. Do you enjoy the beauty of trigonometry? Okay, I know that you are waiting or you want to see how you can solve cosine problems in cosine, in sine, in tangent, in cosecant, we have secant, we have cotangent. So I know we are going there. Remember that Olenjolai is teaching you systematically and teaching you from the simplistic or fundamental concepts or simplistic concept to the intermediate concepts and to the advanced concept. So don't worry about questions. Maybe your teacher didn't start from this point. They have started somewhere else in the middle of the module. That should not confuse you. The point is you will understand more than you expected and more than you are required to understand by your teacher or maybe by the NACTE itself. You can go beyond because you have to think of how you can exceed the limit. So if you cross multiplication, then we have what? We have 300. So right now, we say 360 multiplied by area of the sector. This is equal to what? Is equal to pi r squared multiplied by what? By theta. So ladies and gentlemen, we have 360 times area of the cycle. Then there we have what? We have pi r squared theta. So we divide with 360 degree, and here we divide by 360 degree. Right? So if that's the case, we say that this one and this one will cancel. So we have area is equal to pi r squared theta over 360 degree. This is question 1. So, we can recall. I told you that pi radian is equal to 180 degree. Right? So I can call this is equation 2. So I can go for what the first step. Okay, this is the first step. The first step. This is the first step. Okay, and then the first step. Then this is the second step. So the second step we say that substitute question 2 denote in question 1. So to do that, we have what? Area of the sector is equal to pi r square then theta of what? Oh, what is pi? Pi is 180 degree. Here you have 360 degree. Take 180 degree divided by 360 degrees. So if you cancel, we're gonna have a half r square theta. So I told you that I am going to teach international students also area of a sector. The formula of area of the sector worldwide is this one, a half times square of the radius of the circle times theta. So this formula is a universal formula. So that's why they say if you are an international student, you have to stay tuned. Okay, don't quit. Don't say that this program is for the Tanzanian. No, I'm using the international language that is called English and area of what? Of the sector. The only thing that I'm using from Tanzania is the syllabus. But the books I'm also use books. I'm using the international books of basic engineering and scientific mathematics. So that the form of finding what area of the sector. So let me give you an example, the numeric example, and then I'll teach about what area of the segment. So this is example 4, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for example 4? If you understand what we are teaching you, please use the comment section to give us feedback. Sir, thank you, I've understood the concept. Or to ask a question, sir, excuse me, I didn't understand this sentence when you have been explaining the concepts of arc lengths, right? Or sir, I'm getting confused. What the difference between the minor arc and the major arc, right? So those are the questions that we have so many questions and ask them in the comment section. And I used to visit these comment sections regularly, right? So example 4. So the question asks you that given the cycle of what? Of radius 14 centimeter and this arc subtended the angle of 45 degrees. So find area of what? Of a circle. Okay? Wonderful. So let us solve this problem. Solution. Okay? Solution. First step, we say that let us get the data given. Let us extract the data from that word problem. First of all, let me give a radius of the circle, which we call the R of the circle, which is equal to 14 centimeters. Then we have again angle. This angle is angle theta. This is 45 degrees. We've been asked to find what the area of a sector, which is A. This is required. This is required. That's the first step, ladies and gentlemen. So we go for the second step. The second step, you have to note here. Remember that, not before. That theta should be in radian. Theta should be not in radian, not otherwise. So the second step is change the subtended angle, which is 45 degrees, into radian. Okay, so remember that I told you pi radian is equal to 180 degrees. How about 45 degrees is equal to how many radians? Okay, so let this one to be what x and cross multiplication. So we have 180 x is equal to what? Is equal to 45 degree pi times 5. So divide by 180 degree, and here divide by 180 degree. So we say that let us take 45 degree of the same unit, divide by 180 degree, and then sorting. Alright? So 45 and 180 degree, this will make your this is equal to 1/4 pi, which is equal to pi over 4 radian. So it means that the angle subtended with the theta, this is equal to pi over 4 radian. Okay. So now we have the angle in radian. Good. We have the radian. So we go for the third step. This is the style. It's one of the teaching aids that God had given me for more than, and I practiced it for more than 5 years when I was teaching at the Islam Institute of Technology. So it works because all my students were understanding what I'm teaching them. So I'll be using the style of solving a problem by following steps, and in every steps I have to write, and even you say you have to write what are you doing next. That will simplify learning process, and even if you are doing exam, it will simplify the marking process because the teacher knows exactly what you intended to do and you did it effectively. And that's will measure your level of understanding that now you've understood beyond of what you should understand. Okay? So steady state. So the steady state, we said that we have to recall the formula of formula of finding what? Formula of finding area of a sector. Formula of finding area of a sector. The one that I taught you to derive. Area of a sector is equal to a half times r squared theta. So area of the sector is a half times radius, which is 14. So there's no need to change the unit. 14 centimeter square times theta, which is pi over 4 radian. Right? Remember, even this one also is treated as a radian. Right? So then area is equal to what? This will make 196 over 2 times 30 times pi over 4. Okay, this is what centimeter square. Okay, so area of the circle is equal to what? Can leave this part. So it's equal to 196 over 8 pi centimeter square. So then simplify. 196 over 8. So 19 over 8. This is 2. So 36. Can you simplify? Right? 8 times what? 8 times 3 is equal to 4. 8 times 2 is equal to 16. So it means 36. So let us simplify by 4. By 4, here we have 4. Then next word 16. So 19, then we have 3. 3 and then 6, you have 49 over 2. Is it true? Okay, 4, then we have 3, 36, 9. Yeah, 9 over 2 centimeter. But times 35 centimeter square. So therefore, say area of sector is 49 pi over 2 centimeter squared at the response. Okay, so I believe that you enjoyed the beauty of trigonometry. And that's the second lecture. You have to expect it. More than 15 other lectures, incoming lectures. So you should be an active student in order for you to benefit in this program. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to teach you the elastic concept, which is called the area of floating, area of segment. Area of segment. Say area of segment. Okay? Area of segment. So we have a question here. What is area of segment? What is area of segment? So area of segment simply is a difference in area of a sector and the triangle. Okay. So it's a difference in area of a sector and the triangle. So let me draw and show you area of segment. So what that is the uniform cycle? We have a radius here, and then say here's another radius, right? This is radius, this is center, this is radius. So this is arc length, right? So you have what? You should have arc length. So this is point A, this is point B. Then here we have what? An angle theta. So now, segment, this is what you call the segment. Segment of a cycle. So this place. So if in the area of the segment, it's the same figure. So this is figured. This is figure 2. So I show you the segment in the cycle. Okay? Okay, so then we say that if now you want to sketch the area of segment, suppose that this is the cycle. So the area of segment is this one. This is O, this is R, this is R, then this is A, this is B. Right? So this is what we call the area of segment. Area of segment. Okay? So area of segment. Okay. So how can you find, or how can you derive the formula? Okay? So let us go on derivation of the formula. Finding method. Finding area of segment. Area of segment. Okay? So the first step, we say that consider. So this is figure 2.4. Consider the figure below. So the figure below. Okay. So suppose that you have this figure. This is O, this is A, this is radius, this is radius. This is subtended angle. Okay, subtended angle. Okay, so if that's the case, we say that to get the area of the segment, you have first of all, so this is figure 1. This is figure 2.5. If you have any question, please ask in the comment section. So we go for the second step. Second step. Okay? And the second step, we say that consider triangle O A B in figure 2 and 4. So if we consider the triangle, we have this. So then this is okay, and then suppose that this is height, this is radius, and this is radius. Okay, so this distance is b over 2, base over 2, and here we have base over 2. And then here we have now theta over 2, and here we have theta over 2. Okay. So the third step, we said that when we want to find cos of theta over 2, cos of this angle, this is equal to height over r. So height is equal to radius and cos of theta over 2. This is question 1. Then again, when you want to find sine of angle theta over 2, this is equal to what? Sine of angle theta over 2, this is equal to b over 2 of what? Over radius. And this will make b over 2r. So make b the subject. So base of the triangle OAB is equal to twice r sine of what? Theta over 2. This is the question. Then we go for the first step. That is the triangle. So recall the formula of area of a circle, area of a triangle, area of a triangle. So the formula is a half base is height. So this is what? Question 3. So ladies and gentlemen, keep enjoying the beauty of what? Beauty of the concepts of area of segment. So you got the fifth step. The fifth step is say that substitute equation 2 and 3. Substitute equation 1 and equation 2. Again, equation 3. So we say that area of segment is equal to a half times base. But what the base? Base is equal to 2r tan theta over 2. So base of the triangle is equal to twice r sine of angle theta over 2. Then we have height. Height of the triangle is what? Is r cos of theta over 2. Then area of segment is equal to what? So if you open bracket, you have 2 and 2 cancel. So you have r sine of theta over 2, then r cos of theta over 2. Then area of segment, radius and radius is equal to radius square, then theta over 2, and cos of theta over 2. So this is, suppose this is equation 4. So because equation 4, so we go for to the 6th step. The 6th step, you have to recall the concept that you are going to teach you in trading. Recall concept of what? Of half angle. We'll teach you in this module how to stay tuned. Half angle, because it's useful. You see right now how it's useful. Half angle of what? Of sine. You have half angle of sine, you have half angle of cosine, you have half angle of what? Of tangent. Right? So the half angle of sine stays like this one. That sine of theta is equal to twice sine of what? Theta over 2, cos of what? Theta over 2. So we have divided by what? By 2, and this one by 2. Once we do that, here sine of theta over 2 is equal to what? Sine of theta over 2, cos of theta over 2. And this is question 5. So you got the 7th step. 7th step, so that let us substitute equation 5 in equation 4. Equation 4. So say area of segment is equal to what? Is equal to square of the radius. Then sin theta over 2 times cos theta over 2 is equal to sine of angle theta over 2. So this makes what? A half r square tan what? And theta. Are we right? Or we are not right? But excuse me, this is the area of the triangle, not area of segment. Area of triangle. This is area of triangle. Area of triangle, just to notate area of triangle. So then area of triangle is equal to a half radius square of the circle, sine of angle theta. So this is question what? Question 6. Remember that from definition we say area of segment is area of sector, area of what? Of sector minus area of what? Of triangle. Right? So area of segment, area of segment of a circle is equal to what? Area of the sector, we taught you that it's a half r square, then theta in radian, minus what? Area of the triangle, it's a half r square, sine of what? Sine of theta, in most cases should be in degrees. So we have this area of segment formula. A half and radius are common. So then I have theta minus what? Minus sine of what? Of theta. So this is the general formula for finding area of segment. Finding what? Area of segment. So nothing new. This is clear. This is example 5. This example 5 is homework 2. So find area of segment of a circle with radius of 13 centimeter and subtended angle. Subtended angle is 57. So do that question. Very simple question for all my serious students. Very simple question. Okay, this is very simple question. Just do it within 2 to 3 minutes with that, because you have a formula. So nothing else. This is the angle. I give a precaution that this angle should be in radian. This one also it might be in radian, but you have to remember to change your scientific calculator into radians before you compute sine of theta, because when you enter the sine of theta in the scientific calculator here, which is actual that because sine of theta, if you turn on your scientific calculator, it is button. So if you enter sine of maybe 30, so the scientific calculator define that you are looking sine of 30 degrees and not radians. So you can change your scientific calculator into radians, which is degree 1 radian, so radians. So radians in the middle. So then from there, if you enter sine of 30, the scientific calculator has been programmed to understand that 30 is in radians, right? So ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of lecture 2 of trigonometry, vectors and complex numbers. I thank God who have created me in his own image and likeness, and I appreciate it. I thank God who have given the opportunity to be with me. I invite you in lecture 3, when I will teach you about trigonometrical functions, and then I will teach you the new 3 trigonometrical functions that you have never learned them during your ordinary secondary education. We'll teach you for the first time, that is second, cosecant, and cotangent. And cotangent. So get prepared in your mind to receive the good news. So invite your friends. Remember to subscribe. But again, in case you feel from your heart that you want to offer God your free will in thanksgiving through this program, don't hesitate. Doors are open night and day. You may send your free will in thanksgiving from your heart of any amount. So that telephone number 0759745331, and will be used effectively to pay for the running cost of this program. So that more than, because I just give estimation more than 300, but according to the image that I see, we might record or we might produce even more than 400 videos. And it's very expensive to prepare one video, but as I told you, my Father, my sovereign God, is the founder of these programs and the one who is a sponsor of this program. So nothing will be failed and nothing will be, but your contributions, your free will thanksgiving will make these programs successful within the appointed time that God has used or has said, because God also using his people like you and me. For example, myself, I'm offering my free will thanksgiving of a gift of teaching that I've been given by God, without even writing an application later to ask you for it. This is Olenjolai, a national teacher of ordinary diploma and international teacher who is of ordinary diploma, who right now or in this program or in online diploma Polytechnic Institute of Tanzania, he is teaching you the beauty of basic engineering and scientific mathematics. And the good news that when you pursue your undergraduate studies in engineering and science, we're gonna be together, and I will teach you there the beauty of higher engineering and scientific mathematics, all the modules and all the courses. Remember that if you're an international student or national student, follow the few steps for you to register and access our contents. So thank you very much. May God bless you. I appreciate and pray for you. I ask you also to pray for me. So may God bless you until we meet in the next session. Don't miss it. Remember to subscribe to get notification for lecture 3 when it will be in air for you to access. Did you understand what I've been teaching? Did you understand the 3 concepts I taught you? I talked about arclengths of the circle. I talked to you about the area of the, I talked about sector and area of the sector. I talked to you about your segment and the area of segment. Did you understand those concepts? Please give me the feedback in the comment section below. Do this homework, submit your homework, or give us feedback in the comment section. May God bless you. Keep enjoying the beautiful basic engineering scientific mathematics, and then try to think where can you use this information I taught you today on solving a particular real life problem. So may God bless you and keep you until we meet in the next lecture.